Welcome back to episode number 3 of 5 Minute Friday. My name is Nancy Newell. I'm the Director of Sports Performance at the Strength House in Worcester, Massachusetts. So for this Friday particularly, I want to talk about the power of choice and how it can enhance performance, especially in the weight room. I've been doing a lot of reading lately with Dr. Gabrielle Wolf. Dr. Gabrielle Wolf does a lot of research on attention and motor skill learning, and I would like to emphasize the last word there of learning, because you can go ahead and you can teach an athlete a particular skill, a trap bar deadlift, or an A skip or a B skip, and in that moment they may understand how to do it and they may grasp it, but I'm looking for more retention of learning so that when they come into the gym for the second or the third day, can they perform that trap bar deadlift or that A skip or B skip without us coaching them? Like, do they actually retain that movement? And so there's been some research to show that giving athletes choice can help enhance performance and learning retention. So for this first study here, it was Gabrielle's study. Autonomy support enhances performance expectancies, has a positive effect in motor learning. So I'll just do a quick review of the study here. So what they did was they recruited 24 10-year-old girls, and the objective for these girls was to learn 5 classical ballet positions. The entire group was brought together, all 24 girls. They were all instructions on how to perform this movement through just like the instructor explaining how to do the movement. From there, these girls here were separated into 2 groups. So half the girls went to group 1, which was the choice group, and half the girls went to group 2, which was the no choice group. So group 1 choice group, they were told that if they wanted, they could ask the instructor to see a video on how to perform any specific ballet position that they would wanted, and the instructor would go over and they would show them a video. Group 2 was a no choice group. So no choice group was told that they would be shown videos from time to time, but they were not given any choice. However, group 2 participants were linked up to another person in group 1. So if their partner from group 1 asked the instructor to see a video, that same person from group 2 would also see a video on that particular movement. Now, who do you think learned more? So from gathering all the insights and all the research, if you go ahead and take a look here at this graph, right, on the left you have movement form score. So during each block of 10 trials, there were 3 judges or 3 researchers who would rate each performance and give them a form score on a scale from 0 to 25. And on the bottom axis here, you have your block of 10 trials. So as you can see, both the choice group and the no choice group start off at the very same level, right? So they're about a 7 in their form score. And immediately, even after the second block of trial, you start to see differences in their form score, right? So obviously the choice group starts scoring way higher than the no choice group on their form. Then what they did was they gave them some time off, and they did what's called a retention test. So a retention test just basically means that the girls are brought back in and they're just told to perform those 5 classical ballet positions without any cueing, without any videos, without any instruction. They're just going in there and doing those movements. And as you can see, even after some time off away from dancing, the choice group was able to retain that information a lot better. And even in Gabrielle Wolf's research, she's even shown that even unrelated choices and tasks also is shown to improve performance. So in this study here, external focus of attention and autonomy supportive have additive benefits for motor performance in children. So in this study here, it was a study about bowling. She took a group of children, they're around 8 or so years old, and she split them into 3 groups. And so the first round that she did was she gave half of those kids in group 1 an external focus of instruction, meaning that they were focusing on the spin of the ball or the direction of the ball. The second group, was given only internal cues. They were given cues about their hand specifically, making sure that their hand, she took that data, and then she allowed half the kids to have a choice. So half the kids were given a choice on the color of ball that they wanted to bowl, and the other half was not given a choice on the color of the ball that they could bowl. So the no choice group could only bowl with white balls. So here's the results. So she says, the external focus instruction resulted in greater bowling accuracy. So those were the kids that focused on the direction of the ball, nothing internal. Those kids had more pins knocked down than the internal focus group and the no instructions or the control group. Furthermore, when they added in choice resulted in a more effective performance than no choice. Thus, both factors had additive benefits for performance. So when they combined the external focus of control combined with a choice resulted in the highest amount of pins knocked down. So why does choice matter? Do I think that just because we allow kids choice that does their performance only improve because we give them choice? I don't think so. I don't think that's the only thing. I think a big thing that has to do with it is self-efficacy. So you're giving them kind of a little bit more control, right? And when we know that when we're in control, we're going to be a little bit more motivated, right, at the task. We're going to believe in ourselves that we're able to do something because we've already had one successful thing. So when you're asked, hey, do you want blue or do you want a red ball? There's no wrong answer. So you already have one question right, and it's up to you. Next, I think that kids are more engaged in the task at hand because you're giving them an option. I feel like a lot of times kids are told what to do all the time, and it's hard for them to even get a say in small decisions, right? So I think giving them a small decision just keeps them more engaged, whether you're in the gym or you're out to dinner, etc. And you also I think there's positive feelings there. So you're giving them some type of control. They're also in a group setting. So these kids here are getting that group setting of, community. No one's being treated unfairly. Everyone's getting a choice. And what was interesting with the ballet group was they did some post-test results. So they did a happiness scale and a self-efficacy scale. The happiness scale was on a scale from 0 to 200. And what they showed was that the choice group scored 185 and the no choice group 107. So there was a huge discrepancy there in happiness from the choice group to no choice group. And I think especially at a young age, training or strength training really should be about the enjoyment of the training and learning, how to work hard, how to listen, how to memorize certain skills or names of the exercises. So there is a component of happiness and having a good time and enjoying training. Then they also did a scale on self-efficacy. And so the choice group had a 6.3 and the no choice group had a 4.7 when it came to self-efficacy or believing in themselves. So this research does go to show that choice can play a huge part in performance, can play a huge part in happiness, and how much athletes or even children just believe in themselves that they can complete a task. So quick little overview. Choice seems to have a positive impact in learning as well as enhanced feelings of happiness and self-efficacy. So next, how can we apply this in a gym setting, right, if you're a strength coach? So these are some choices that I give my athletes all the time. So first thing that you could say is, if you're watching a trap bar deadlift, right, or an RDL, any big compound movement, what I'm seeing is great. If you want more coaching, you can come and get me, right? So you're giving them the option that if they want some feedback, they can ask for it and receive it. However, if you're seeing that they're doing a trap bar deadlift and it has, it's not safe, then you need to stop that movement. Next question you could ask, would you like to see an example, right? If they come over and they ask you, what is a standing one-arm cable row? Ask them, would you like to see an example? Or do you have an idea of what it is and you would like to show me? So you can kind of switch it there and get them thinking a little bit. If they're doing a deadlift, right, with a pause, especially if they're a novice lifter and you're just trying to teach and groove that pattern, you could ask them, would you like to pause directly off the floor or at mid shin? So they're still getting in a pause deadlift, you're just giving them the option of where they want to pause. Or you could say, would you like to jump over green hurdles or orange hurdles? So like the second study, the bowling study, the color of the hurdles has nothing to do with the task. They're still hopping over the hurdles, right? You're just giving them that slight choice. So I would say my main goal for this next week coming up is just challenge yourself to add more choice in your coaching sessions, and just see if you see a change in happiness with your athletes, if you see a change with performance, if you see a change in self-efficacy or autonomy, any of those things. And just let me know how it goes.